You seriously thought Marvel wasn't going to do something that was woke? It's 2024, and SJWs always double down. We know this. Despite the fact that they've got failing sales on every single level, despite the fact that the comic industry is in dire straits, despite the fact that DC's all in on an initiative now where they're talking about maybe even throwing in the towel after all of this, Marvel has taken the one thing that is actually drawing people into comic shops and turning them into another woke nightmare. Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man could have had a great lesson from Marvel, could have shown people exactly what they were, needing to do to keep this comic industry alive. But unfortunately, we've got a line that's just a full disaster. It really is. I mean, outside of the Spider-Man book itself, we can go over all of them here. It just didn't work all the way down the line. And, it's just more of the same, more replacement characters. Let's get into the news. My name is John Delarose, everybody. I'm a #1 best-selling comic creator for a reason, and that's because we need an alternative to Marvel and DC. And so we're providing that, and people are resonating with this. This is why we designed this character of Ayla Wren. We saw that TV, movies, comics, we're all replacing the redhead heroine, the beautiful heartthrob character with just these ugly race-swapped crap out there. And so this was a direct response to that. And so we made a wonderful story just with action adventure, just super fast-paced, exciting stuff. You can look up reviews of the first book, Overmind. People were thrilled by it, and it's because we just know how to tell a story over here. So we're doing a second one. It's called The Hidden Emperor. It's a standalone book in the series, but you can get both. You get the whole complete Ayla Wren adventures if you'd like. And that would be a great place to start because we got a wonderful universe we're building out of this. We have a Space Marine team that's going to be coming up next, and this is just getting started. So check this out. Get us to $25,000. I want to really hit that mark this weekend. That's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for checking out Independent Comics and supporting us. It's been absolutely amazing so far. This is our best campaign to date, and we really appreciate you for being there. All right, so Ultimate Spider-Man, and here's the Ultimate previews from Marvel. You know, when the second book in the line dropped and it was Ultimate Black Panther, it was like, that's an odd choice. Why are you doing Ultimate Spider-Man than Ultimate Black Panther? Well, the reason they did that is because they wanted the black guy hero to be like the number 2. And they were hoping that you'd come in with that quickly. And it worked. I mean, for the first few issues, that did pretty well. This isn't a bad book. I mean, they're doing an okay job on it. But the choice in heroes for the secondary book in the line, when, traditionally, like Marvel's big events are Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, this was a clear signal that, hey, we want to make sure that black people are 50% of this product, despite being 13. Oh, no, I shouldn't use those numbers. We'll fix that and edit. But they then launched Ultimate X-Men, another weird choice, where Peach Momoko drew it, and it doesn't feel like an X-Men comic whatsoever. It's just some weird high school girls all being girly, talking about periods. It's just not X-Men. This should have never been done. It's really a travesty to call this X-Men. Now, if Peach Momoko wants to go and do her own Kickstarter book of like teenage girls or whatever, probably be pretty good. I mean, she's got a pretty unique art style. It's different. It's not what is needed for a superhero comic. Again, it just further diluted the line. Now, Ultimate Spider-Man carried all this stuff pretty well. When you looked at it, and I went to comic shops and talked to them, the sales on all this went pretty well for the first few issues. Ultimate Spider-Man was so high up the list that it got people's butts into comic shops, and it got people actually excited about comics again. Why did this happen? There was one very, very simple reason. The first issue cover was immediately Peter Parker and Mary Jane married with kids. They gave fans what they wanted. They have what they took away from Marvel with One More Day, that fans were really loving about Peter Parker and MJ's relationship, which was stable over the years, and they brought it back for fans. And fans said, you know what, we love this. Now, I think Jonathan Hickman's writing leaves a lot to be desired personally, but a lot of people will forgive that if you do the character work on that level. And that's exactly what happened for the first several issues of this. Now, it's a bait and switch again, and this is exactly where Marvel's not learning the lesson. They got hundreds of thousands of sales of this book, all because, hey, we did things right. We honored the character. We did what the fans want. It actually lifted up 2 woke projects that were behind it, a Girl Power X-Men book and a Black Panther Black book in order to do that. And then it actually kept even going to the Ultimates. Now, the Ultimates was the big reveal of like what was really going on in the universe. And it's written by another woke activist out there. And immediately in issue number 2, they make America Chavez, the diversity character everybody hated from the 2016s, the one from Doctor Strange where she was wearing the rainbow pride flag throughout the entire thing in the MCU movie, the major center of it. They've already just like shot this one in the foot 2 issues in. Now, that's not shown here in these previous for 6, but it showed where the line's going. So now we have Ultimate Spider-Man, a normal book that's a bit slow. I think it's fair to say that it's extremely slow. Hickman's working more on the world building with it than he's actually putting a plot into things. There's not a lot of action and excitement about it. People are just holding and waiting and saying, you know what, we're gonna ride this out because Peter and Mary Jane are together. Well, guess what? Now wokeness is going to creep into that, and this is the big story of the day. So he's got one title by Hickman carrying 3 woke titles, which are lackluster. Sales on the Ultimates are not anywhere near what the first 3 books were. People are already burnt out on this entire universe. It didn't work out. It's much like the X-Men line. When Hickman introduced the Krakoa thing to X-Men and did this crazy thing with House of X, Powers of X several years ago, he made an interesting premise, interesting world building, and then what happened was he had a lackluster book that just kind of floundered and didn't go anywhere. And while the rest of the line was a bunch of woke activists underneath him trying to promote their woke content, and guess what? It was a huge cluster and it imploded upon itself. We're reaching those disastrous proportions here. And what happened last time is, and actually the time before at Marvel, is Hickman just quits right in the middle of things. And I expect actually maybe that might happen here because the guy just can't handle the pressure of these kinds of jobs. I mean, it just seems like it's a consistent thing. So here's what's happening now, and here's where they're going to absolutely destroy the universe. This is your new Black Cat. So Black Cat, of course, historically, again, a character everybody loves. It's Felicia Hardy. She is a cat thief and somebody who is... and she's modeled after Catwoman and Batman. Let's be honest, and she is a gorgeous white girl with hair that's like silver because it prematurely aged and has to do with just her weird situation. Now there was always a great on again off again romance with her. Where she's in love with Spider-Man but doesn't really like Peter Parker, and this was before the Mary Jane marriage and all that. And she became an interesting character even after the marriage. Like she understood who Peter was. She understood he was married to MJ. It was it was even interesting up through the 300s with the Black Cat character. Now, with this, they're of course replacing her again with another dark-skinned person in order to push their woke agenda into everything. They can't just like leave well enough alone. They have to do this every single time. So who is the ultimate Black Cat? Of course, this is the mystery. And if you notice, they're trying to sell everything. Who is the Green Goblin? Who is the Black Cat? Well, it's a different person because it's a different multiverse. Yay. And in every multiverse, we can make every woman black, right? I mean, it's just like the South Park episode where they did the multiverse thing and everybody just turned black. It's like every single time. I mean, you don't get a Black Panther in the multiverse who's white. Why don't we get that? You know, and we know exactly what it is. It's about the blackwashing of the entire line, the agenda. It's trying to push all this on everybody, trying to push black culture as something more important, which is weird because, of course, you know, this is comics like are really a white culture kind of thing, and that's the audience they're trying to appeal to. It's just such a like disappointing move after all of this has gone through. Now, I just finished up reading issue number 7 of Ultimate Spider-Man, and honestly, it just hasn't progressed long enough as a story to be very captivating at this point. It's something that's like... it's something to drop anyway. I mean, gosh, Hickman's so slow, and it doesn't appear to be going anywhere. This whole Maker storyline, most of the actions really occurring off screen as characters just talk anyway. It's a snooze fest in my opinion. I really think that people only just like sat there because the art looks pretty nice, and because they were just like, the Peter and Mary Jane relationship. I want to explore that and see where it goes. Well, they haven't done a ton with it. The kid stuff was interesting for the first few issues, and then it kind of moved on from there. And we don't see a lot in the last couple of issues about this as they're trying to build the mystery of the Maker situation where they're trying to like reform a place of heroes to kind of right reality. Well, this is the wrong reality right here, and they're doing it again every single time. They can't help themselves. They're going to bait and switch. Now, usually they do this kind of thing by the third and fourth issue of a thing. You can see how long they're waiting now. This is the new Marvel. They're waiting till issue number 11 to add in the wokeness here. Of course, like I said, the side titles are all woke, all three of them. And so their universe is just screwed now. There's no point to this. It's completely over. And, it's something that everybody should have figured would happen before it even began. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out a great alternative to Marvel Comics. Guys, you will be so happy. We have real storytelling, real fun. This is what comics used to be, and you're absolutely going to love this if you check it out. It's in the description below. Thank you. We'll be back soon.